What's going on, everybody? It's Afro Think Tank. Today I want to talk about Pan-Africanism and show and tell. Show and tell. Why do I want to talk about show and tell? Because as of recently, I threw a bunch of rocks at a bunch of dogs, and all of them are barking. Right? Every one of them barking except for one. One's not barking because it's smart. It knows not to bark. It just continues to do what it's supposed to do because it's the smartest dog. But the weak ones, all of them are barking. And you all guys know who those ones that are barking, right? And the reason why I thought it was necessary is because there's not a lot of discipline within the Pan-African community when it comes to the mission, the overall mission. The mission is to work together with your brothers, sisters, economically and socially, and to build something, right? Pan-Africans are supposed to be building something, right? And if we're not building anything and we're just talking, and if your talking is not the building, because you can build people's minds, right? You got some people that build minds, which is very important, because if we don't build and free the minds of our people, then we will never be liberated. So people talking and going on talking tours and continues to conversation must continue to stop. There's never a time to where, oh, we're done talking, let's do the walking. There's never a time where talking is supposed to stop. We're supposed to talk about everything continuously, for the foreseeable future, period. The conversation always continues, right? But there has to be a point in time where action takes place. Anybody following me for any amount of time knows that I'm a man of action. You see, there's videos. I have videos showing you the things that I've actually done. I have videos showing you how much it costs to build a house in Nigeria. I give you prices. I got videos showing people how to start businesses in Nigeria, the legal process, and how to do it. I have videos, basically every aspect, everything that I had to troubleshoot and work through as far as doing business and operating in Nigeria. I have made videos being very transparent, showing that. And I have been validated by the many subscribers who also tell me that I have helped them out in their endeavors, or I've motivated them to go, or inspired them to go. So I have self-evidence through my community that I am contributing something to this Pan-African movement, right? Also, on the ground, my businesses I've created jobs. I haven't created 100,000 jobs. I ain't created 100 jobs, but I've created several jobs, right? I employ Nigerians, right? My businesses and the money that I spend stays within the local area of the village that my home is in Nigeria. So I'm practicing buy black, do black. I'm practicing my Pan-Africanism in real life, right? I've benefited the community, so I'm not a colonizer. Some people are colonizers, even though they're black. They go over there with a Western colonizer mentality, right? I have not done that, and I've demonstrated that, and you won't find anybody disparaging me or anything I've ever done on YouTube who are actually on the ground, who've seen and know me, right? I've taken the time to build networks the hard way. So I've done a lot of showing and telling, right? And this year, I plan on continue to do the same thing, showing and telling, right? And I encourage all other Pan-Africans who want to be taken seriously, or pro-blacks, to start showing and telling, right? You got some pro-blacks who are concentrating on Liberia, right? I believe Liberia should be a country that we should concentrate on as African Americans, and anybody that's campaigning for Liberia, obviously I support that. May not support all their methods, but as a Pan-African, ultimately I support that, right? And I encourage those who are going to Liberia, and say that's a place that we should go and invest. They need to start showing and telling. Meaning, if you are operating in Liberia, you need to show us you on the ground in Liberia doing something. You need to show us and give us details about the things talking on the internet for 2-3 hours, about the ideas you want to do. That's great. We have to do that. But in 2024, the subscribers are going to be hungry for more, because rhetoric for some subscribers is not enough. They want you to put action to that rhetoric so they can be like, okay, this person talks the talk, walks the walk. Okay, this is something I can do. So if you're concentrating on Liberia, I think it's time for show and tell. So every Pan-African or pro-black or black nationalists that's talking about Nigeria, you need to be the advertiser, you need to be the ambassador, you need to be the videographer, you need to be the photographer, you need to be writing the essays, you need to be campaigning on your YouTube channel, your social media channel. You need to be blasting every which way Sunday why Liberia is the place for African Americans, right? Period. I should be able to come to your channel and see you, your face, and Liberia. I should be able to see the mechanisms as best as you possibly can. All you need is a cell phone and your mouth. You can do everything with that, right? Those that now we have some Pan-Africans that have settlements, and they're trying to create settlements, and they're doing tours. I want to be clear on something, right? Some Pan-Africans believe that simply having a tour company means that you're like some sort of hero, and you're like bringing Africans to African Americans to Africa, and you're like some sort of like the Underground Railroad or something like that. But listen, if you are running a tour company, you are running a business, right, that will facilitate black people. But I'm pretty sure if a white person calls your tour, you're going to facilitate them too. I'm pretty sure if a Latino or anybody else wants to utilize your services, you're not going to turn them away. So it's not really a total Pan-African service. It's a service, but it doesn't make you a hero, because if that's the case, Orbitz, Priceline, cheaptickets.com, and all the other third-party apps where 99.99% of black people go to get their tickets and vacation packages to Africa, they're more Pan-African heroes than any black person that decide to partner up with a travel agency and go on travel tours. All right, so if your thing is travel tours and you're going to several different countries all the time, and people are overpaying you. If you're doing a travel tour business, you're overcharging the people already. Like, it's not illegal, but you're overcharging the people already, which is not very conducive to people being able to do anything, right? Because you're taking money they could be investing. Usually the money that I see that tour operators cost for these things, the money that they're investing, half of that money could have went to an actual investment in the country, and they could have had that very same quality vacation with half the amount of money, and still have money to actually invest in a piece of land or something within that country. So I think tour operators are somewhat somewhat necessary, but they're not really necessary. It's kind of old and archaic, because we have, like I said, you can get yourself a nice vacation package by going to Priceline.com or Orbitz, getting your rented vehicle. You can get excursions just like you go anywhere else, all bundled up and packaged and ready to go. So, they provide services with receipts where you get your money back if something happens. You have, travel insurance. They provide all that stuff. And you have professional websites that you can trust, and not like janky websites off WordPress that when you look at it, you're like, I'm not sure, right? You got other Pan-Africans that got projects. Like, I know we go back and forth a little bit, but, Brandon, he has projects in Kenya. Hopefully in 2024, he can do some show and tell. I know he has a bunch of land out there. I know he said he wants to do orange groves. Hopefully he'll show you that his OAP that he talks about, hopefully he shows you the, show and tell what he's doing with that land. He's had it for quite a while now. He has a pretty good group. He has lawyers, and they have all this organization there. So there should be something for him to show us with the what OAP is doing. So that means they should be planting oranges, right? They should be, I remember he had a security shack he was supposed to build last year. Maybe he got that security shack done. Y'all check with him, see if he got that done. Maybe he didn't, things happen. So, but in 2024, his projects in Kenya, OAP, he should be doing show and tell, right? So when he goes to Kenya, he should be showing you, not just his apartment, not just, going to the gym, not just eating, but, just having a good time, but showing, hey, if I go to Kenya, and if I work with you, these are the tangible things I can do. This is the people that invested with me. These are the things that they've done. Like, when he goes back, he should be showing you the houses that were built on the land that were purchased by the other members of OAP. You know what I'm saying? Because that will motivate people to go to Kenya. I'm telling you, if he were to show this 100 acres of land, he would show something being done on the land. The OAP group, maybe highlight it a little bit. Show people, hey, if you want to join the OAP, or if you want to be a part of this and you're serious, these are ways that you can join, and if you join, this is the benefit. Something visual that people can look at and see. They should be able to go to a video and click, oh damn, this is the land, this how much it costs, these are the dimensions, this how much it costs to build a house, this how much it costs to purchase oranges, this how much profit I would get, this how much it costs to invest and to put these oranges on this land, this how long it's going to take for these oranges to grow, this is going to be my rate of return after this many months when these trees apply, stuff like that. Show and tell. Me, when I go to Nigeria, I'm always showing and tell. I show and tell my local farms. I show and tell you everything I'm doing. I'll be showing and tell you a few things that I got going on right now when I go back to Nigeria. Some stuff that I told you I was going to do, and I'm doing it, right? So I'll be showing you guys that thing. I'm holding off for other videos, and then I'll show you how much it costs, how easy it will be to get involved in a business, all the other little mechanisms, because that's the stuff y'all want to know. A lot of y'all come to our channels. Some of y'all come for the drama, because it's entertaining, right? You want to see people beef about ideas and stuff like that. You want to see people go back and forth. And all Pan-Africans, all pro-blacks, or anybody have different ideologies, and they've all battled in the past, right? So the battles that you see on social media with people who think their idea is the best, that's always been the case. It's always been a battle, right? And you need people to battle, because that's how the best ideas get to the top. That's how the cream gets to the top, right? You have to agitate things. You can't let things be stagnant and just let people do things unchallenged. Everything has to be peer reviewed to a certain point, right? You don't just see people coming out with theories and then saying, yep, this is the theory. No, this is theory amongst many theories, and we're going to go with this. There's no consensus, but we're going to throw this out there and make it equal with all the other theories. No, it has to be peer reviewed. So if an individual comes up with a theory, you take your peers, they have the right to review it, and then they will critique it based off their perspective of what they believe in, or whether they agree or disagree, right? So me as a real Pan-African, y'all keep saying that, obviously I have a idea, based off history of what Pan-Africanism is and what it's supposed to do. Other people have their ideas of what Pan-African is and what it's supposed to do. Some people want to change Pan-Africanism into being something else, which in turn would make it not Pan-African. It would make it something else, right? Which is nothing wrong with that. You can have other things and it be labeled. But for the most part, the agitation is necessary. And I'm glad that I threw all those goddamn rocks and all them dogs is barking. Because before, they was just, walking around wagging their goddamn tails with no accountability, because nobody would call them out on the bullshit, right? But, somebody had to do it. Because if not, shit get even more and more undisciplined, and shit get out of hand, and before you know it, the original movement becomes unrecognized, because the people who know what's right, they don't want to speak up and do anything about it, because it takes work, and it can be daunting or difficult to challenge a status quo, or to challenge an ideology that may be gaining steam, or it's hard to challenge ignorance when it's the loudest one in the room, because ignorant people are so loud and boisterous, and they have no problems talking. You ever notice that? Like, dumb people will talk. Dumb people will be loud. Dumb people will be confident. And a dumb person, they be so dumb, they don't even realize that they're dumb. They don't realize they're being laughed at, not laughed with. They don't realize that they're jokes and pariahs of community, because they're dumb and they can't read the room. They can't read the community. They can't gauge the temperature. They think they're the smartest person in the room. Some people are just not meant for leadership, even if they believe they're meant for leadership. They just don't have the tools necessary to be a leader. They don't have the personality or the temperament, right? Because you got to have the right temperament, right? You got to have control over your emotions. You can't show your emotions on your face. You can't tell it, what do you call it when you telegraph your punches? Like, you can't see, if I'm winding up, right? You see the person winding up, you're about to throw a punch. I can prepare for that. You need somebody that knows how to throw a 6-inch punch effectively, utilizing the same strength, but in a smart way. You need somebody like that, somebody who doesn't get rattled up, right? It's just what you need, right? Somebody who can think and comprehend. You want your leaders to be smarter than you. You don't want to be smarter than your leaders, right? So if you look at a person, you're like, that person. I don't want, if I'm gonna follow somebody, I don't want to be able to relate to them intellectually. I want them to be smarter than me. I want them to be somebody I want to follow as a leader, not somebody I can relate to as a buddy. I don't want my buddy leading me because I may be smarter than my buddy. My buddy is right where I'm at. So if I need a leader, what the hell, he need a leader too, even if he think he's supposed to be a leader. No, so we must remember, we're not supposed to be able to relate with our leaders on a intellectual or on all tips. We're supposed to look up to them and see that they have tools that maybe we are lacking and that we are willing to follow to learn to learn to have those, utilize those very same tools, even if you have the capability. But yeah, it's time for Pan-Africans to show and tell, right? Like O'Shea Duke Jackson, he be showing and telling. That's why when people say O'Shea's not a Pan-African, I'm like, I can understand how you perceivably can see that, you know, when you break down how he makes his money. But in the bigger picture, if you back up a little bit and you see what he really talks about, what his overall message is a very Pan-African, pro-black unity message, right? That I see, right? Like sometimes you got to step back and see the forest, because some people, you just staring at that one tree and you think that's everything. You don't even see the forest because you concentrating on that tree. A lot of people, O'Shea, they concentrate on that tree and they don't see the forest behind him, you know, that he's trying to, you know, produce, that he's trying to cultivate, right? And so, and a lot of people, if you have a low attention span, you're not going to see my forest. You only see the tree in front of you, which is me. You only see my tree, but you won't see the forest. Only those who've been watching my videos for years, have been following me legitimately, knows everything I'm doing. So when somebody criticizes me on, you know, they criticize me and the criticism doesn't have anything to do with me, or if it doesn't go with what I do, and since, you know, that means they threw a rock and hit the wrong dog, they ain't hit me. That's why I'd never bark back. Because if it ain't my shoe, I'm not going to put it on. You clearly ain't talking about me, right? You're talking about somebody else. You're making a straw man to argue with, because you can't be talking about me even if you're using my name or a derogatory form of my name, which is, the new one is afrothinktank. I think that's pretty corny. I think that intelligent individuals could have came up with something better than afrothinktank. Like, I could see if, like, I was smelling one day and we was all together and like, damn, I had a moment. And be like, yeah, that dude was stinking that day. But afrothinktank, for anybody, if anybody hears afrothinktank, just know that's one of the dogs that got hit by my rock, okay? But that's as creative as they can get, you know. God bless their little souls or whatever. But anyway, I hope all the dogs who barking, I hope they show and tell for 2024. Because I want all of them to succeed. You know, I don't want any Pan-African who truly believes, I want them to succeed. I know a lot of them are not going to succeed because they don't have the personality, they don't have the temperament, you know, to do it, you know, but doesn't mean I don't wish for them to work out, because anything that benefits black people, I'm always for, no matter who the architect of that benefit is. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, tell me what you guys think in the comment section. As people who are observing Pan-Africans walk the walk that they're talking, do you want to see more show and tell this year? Do you want to see the Pan-Africans or the pro-blacks start to level up on the things that they're doing? Because everybody's waiting for Dr. Umar with this school. I'm waiting too. I know it's his project. I know he's trying to do it on his own, but at some point, I mean, what you gonna do? Because with all that energy for Dr. Umar, if Dr. Umar really wanted that school, for all the money that he be getting, he could have went to Africa and built several schools by now. And he probably could have built that school, all the money again. He could have had a school up and running. I don't know what's up with that. So, but it is his project, and he's not begging. Well, I guess he's not begging people for money for it, because he's going out talking and earning his money, and he's teaching people why he's doing it, even though he has his own style. So I leave the jury's up. But I mean, there is a physical school. At some point, I guess he's gonna do something with it. But I think people are ready for Pan-Africans to either put up or shut up. Put up or shut up. Okay? So tell me what you guys think about that in the comment section. This is Afro Think Tank. Learn some, teach some. I'm out.